Hello and welcome to the 23rd edition of WCTV. My name is Mike Moriarty and this is the one and only
Josie Warwick. Today's show will cover fashion trends, scholarships, and...
Oh, Josie, I didn't know you left me a message on MySpace yesterday.
Mike, we're trying to tape a show here. You know you're not supposed to get on those sites at school.
I know, but I just wanted to check my messages. For everything about MySpace and Facebook, here's Lisa.
Hey Allison, what you doing?
I was just gonna leave Lisa a comment.
Oh, cool. Look, she has video.
MySpace and Facebook, two phrases most of you have heard quite often lately. So, what are they? MySpace is a way to chat with your friends and family online, make new friends, or even look for long-lost ones. Facebook is quite like MySpace, but was originated for college students and has just recently been opened up to the high school students. So, why are MySpace and Facebook so popular among WCHS? Why do you like MySpace and Facebook?
I like MySpace because I like to check out everyone's profiles.
Because you get to meet new and interesting people.
See good-looking women.
I like MySpace and Facebook because I get to talk to my family and friends and because it's addicting. As you can see, MySpace and Facebook are very popular among WCHS, but as they expand, so do the obvious threats of the internet. All the usual safety precautions should be taken, such as not giving out your address or phone number. You also shouldn't add people you don't know. Some parents are also very worried. This is what Becky Tompkins had to say about MySpace and Facebook.
I'm afraid people can be anonymous and find out information about some of the students who are not of an age yet where they can really rationalize things and get information they shouldn't yet.
So whatever your opinion on MySpace and Facebook is, remember to be safe. Hey, so what are you guys doing?
Just checking out MySpace.
Yep, I'm Lisa Mobile reporting for WCTV, and I've got to leave some comments of my own.
Hey Mike, you need to really get off that computer and start preparing for your future. Do you even know what college you're going to next year? Have you even started filling out scholarships yet?
You're right. I need to be more productive.
For Mike and the rest of you seniors, here is some information on scholarships.
Oh, look, scholarship information. This is the time of year students and their parents are exploring financial plans for college next year. Webster City High School is very fortunate to be able to offer many local area scholarships. Well, I bet Mrs. Dinsdale can give me more information on this scholarship thing. How does someone get an application to a college of their choice?
There's many different ways. You can always go online and to the college, the site of the college that you're interested in, and download an application. That's the easiest way. We also have some applications in our filing cabinet right here in the guidance office.
What are some of the qualifications that are needed for various scholarships?
There's many different qualifications. One scholarship might look at your GPA. Another one might look at your financial need, your outside activities, extracurriculars, your community activities, community service. Could be the certain classes that you took during high school. Could also be if your parents work in a certain factory, or if you take certain life insurance, your parents have life insurance. There's just a big variety.
What is some advice you'd give to students signing up for scholarships?
This is a good time to really brag about yourself, so don't be afraid to do that. Also, watch the deadlines very carefully. Lots of times I know kids want certain scholarships, but they miss the deadline, and so they're not even considered. So watch that. Make sure that if they ask for a recommendation, you get those recommendations in on time also.
There are many different kinds of scholarships you can get, but first, let's see what kind of information Mr. Hunt can give us. What kind of scholarships are there?
There's all kinds of scholarships. There's scholarships that are for kids that have been involved with athletics. There's academic scholarships. There are scholarships, from endowments and things that people have left to the school, that type of thing. There's the Cessna Scholarship, Rotary Scholarships, all kinds of different scholarships out there for kids.
What are Cessna scholarships?
Cessna Scholarships was an endowment that was left to the school district that any student graduating from Webster City High School can put in for that scholarship for each year that they attend college, and it ranges depending on what your GPA was and that type of thing, and where you're attending and that type of stuff. But it's a good scholarship that kids don't have to pay back, and they can get that money every year.
Why would you recommend scholarships for students?
Well, scholarships are something that you really want if you're going on to college. If you get a loan or something like that, you got to pay that back. Grants and scholarships are money that you don't have to pay back, so it's free money for you actually to go to college. So it's really important for everybody to apply for as many as they can get.
Wow, scholarships are important. Last year, only 35% of the seniors filled out scholarship forms. I wonder how many seniors will be filling them out this year. What colleges have you applied for?
I've applied for Buena Vista, Wartburg, and Iowa State, and those are the three that I'm between right now.
What scholarships have you applied for?
I've applied for quite a few, but a few of them include a lot of 4-H scholarships, the Patricia Gatewood Scholarship, the Julie Eggers, and the State Fair Scholarship.
Why are you attempting to get scholarships?
Scholarships are obviously free money, so it'll help me out now and my parents out, so I don't have many student loans to pay off when I'm done. And I hope go.
It's never too early to make an attempt for scholarships. Right now I'm filling out one I got in the guidance office. Make sure you pick one up or talk to Mrs. Osterby or Mrs. Dinsdale in the office. As for me, I gotta get this done, so I'll send it back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Jake. Well, Mike, it looks like you got your act together. Did you decide to work on some scholarships?
Yeah, you were right. Link Scholarships deadlines are on April 18th. I only have a few days to finish these.
It's good to see that so many seniors are doing their best to prepare for college. What are you planning on being when you finish school?
Well, actually, I was planning on being a fashion designer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and Josie, I've been wanting to tell you that this whole show, that shirt you're wearing is so not in spring fashion. You need to watch this next feature and get some tips on how to make yourself hip for the springtime. Hit it, Allison.
We live in a fast-paced world that is constantly changing. Some changes you like and some you may not like so much. But one change that is inevitable is a change in fashion trends. The 1960s is known as a decade of change. Things such as civil rights movement, Vietnam, and the Beatles influenced where we are today a lot. Webster City was also going through changes. In 1963, our high school was built. Wow, these walls could talk. The secrets they've heard, the many hairstyles they've seen, and the always changing fashion trends. When you think of the 60s, you might think of the hippie style. But boys at WCHS wore button-up shirts tucked in with a belt. I talked to two groovy chicks to find out what was cool in the 60s.
In the 60s, the miniskirts were in style for the first time. And so our skirts were very short. We had to wear skirts to school, though. We could not wear jeans.
When I was in high school, bell-bottoms were really in, and I remember my husband swearing he would never wear bell-bottoms, and he was in them just like everyone else. We wore mini skirts. We'd have to get down on our knees and have them checked.
These boots are made for walking, right into the 70s. Bell-bottoms and miniskirts were all the rage with the girls, while the boys' style relaxed with the ever-popular leisure suit. What were some trends when you were in high school?
Most days you wore blue jeans, and it was just a decision of which T-shirt to wear. Sometimes they were bell-bottoms, sometimes they weren't. But my freshman year of high school, I remember distinctly because that was the first year you got to wear pants to school. All through middle school, when I was in middle school, and the high schooler kids even then, the girls had to wear dresses. If it was cold, you just put your pants under your dress.
In the 80s, the hemlines went down, and so did the average price of a leisure suit, as they were found on most common garage sales.
Well, when I was in high school, I wore this, a la Christopher and Banks. I've been a Christopher and Banks woman forever.
Actually, people wore a lot of hip-hugger jeans, which scared a lot of adults. Bell-bottoms, you had to put rubber bands around them so they wouldn't get caught in the chains of your bike.
Here we are. We've arrived in the 90s. Do the words stirrup pants and wind pants bring back any memories? While we were in elementary school, sporting the latest playground fashion, what was going on here at the high school?
There were quite a few trends when I was in high school. I remember a lot of my friends, I really didn't have a pair of these, but Adidas wind pants were in style. They either had the stripes down the side or the buttons all the way down. Nike was a pretty popular brand. It still is, I guess. Cargo pants that had pockets running down the length, they'd be khakis. Another trend was a Tommy Hilfiger was pretty big.
People wore a lot of flannels, a lot of, rugbies. Those were stupid. When I first got into high school as a freshman, it was just coming at the trend to roll your jeans. But we wore more clothing, I think, than high school kids do now, but for the most part, we wore sweatpants too. We wore t-shirts, and so, yeah.
Now that we've seen some trends from the past, let's look at some of the styles of today.
A lot of the low-rise pants, the short-waisted tops. See a lot of layering, and I think we'll continue to see that.
At the high school, I see the lazy trend where you just wear sweatpants and t-shirts, and I see the other trend that makes it look like you're actually ready to learn something and just wear jeans and a shirt.
I like to wear pink, and I see girls wearing mini skirts and furry boots.
Wow, it's good to be back in the trends of today. I wonder where future trends will take us. Maybe some will come back from previous years. Some are just best left in the past. One thing I know is that no matter where the fashion trends go, Webster City High School will be up for the change.
Well, that about wraps it up for this week's show.
Have a great Easter and enjoy your long weekend.
See ya.
Where are you going with your long face?